Great day, everyone. All right, let's get this started. Look at you, Lorenzo. First one. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we're gonna play some ukulele music today. Why? Because why not? Alrighty. So we've got the chip maker up. Why would we possibly have the chip maker up? Yep, I have BIDU on the list. It is on the list today. And we do not see that they have changed their position yet on the SPY. Let's go on over here. Let me do the limits for today. We have an 8 sort of day. 660 even, 591, 18, 238, 28, 458, 78. All right. Great day. Hope you all are enjoying your Wednesday, September 17th. We've got FOMC today. Volatility is in play. And maybe my bad jokes too. All right, let me go to my profile here. Let's pin the live stream. Someone asked me, why did I have Tesla yesterday? Well, because Tesla was the big mover. And today we've got chips. Why? Because NVIDIA is pulling down the market. So is Tesla. All right, let me just grab this. You guys will have that posted out. I try to always post it out on my Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, it's Airplane Jane on Twitter. All right, let's clean. I cleaned this up already. Let's get into what is moving. HIND today, rocking it 85% to the upside. That's pretty stellar, eh? All right, so HIND, very low float again. This is our crazy low float for those low float lovers. Daily point of control. Come on back here. Let's see where your daily point of control is. Just before the split. Ooh, look at that. 1049. Are we going to pop above it? Not sure. You want Ion Q? All right, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Check it out. We'll look more over here. Ion Q today. How's our volume on Ion Q? Rocking it again. Terry, Josephine, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Ion Q. 282. Let's make this an orange. This is our super crazy low float. If you love them, be careful. Ion Q still down here. Look at, let's see. This is pink and yellow. That's 4182 for Ion Q. All right. Let's see. Let's go to Tesla. Pulling back. You know what's weird, Lorenzo, is I'm not seeing your chat on my multi-stream over here. It's very interesting, Let me see what I'm just going to do a test message to see if it responds over on YouTube. Okay, it responded, but I just can't see it. Okay, I see that it went over there. Maybe you were just typing before the connection was made. All right. It's definitely working on Twitter. Okay, awesome, awesome. Look at that, down there, 333.07 still. Let's look at NVIDIA. Chinese. Remember, do you guys remember watching? And I was like, we have this rounded top. And I said, they sold up here. Maybe we're going to have something that comes out and they're like, yeah, we can't, China's not going to buy U.S. chips anymore? That was a theoretical. What happened? Maybe a little psychic on that. Thanks for the good vibes, Golden Boy. All right. So we've got NVIDIA. NVIDIA's in how many different ETFs? How many different ETFs are being pulled down by this? Tech stock ETFs. Indices. Yeah, they sold. Look, see, they had it up here for earnings. Then they sold it down, and then they bought. Boom, and then they sold 3 days ago. We saw this coming, didn't we? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? All right, yeah, we can get rid of that. Tabaroo. Bum, bum. All right, and this is NVIDIA. We can close that. Here we go to the calendar for today. Let's see what wild and crazy things we have going on for today. We have the interest rate for Canada, but we also have interest rate for the US at 2 p.m. Economic projections, FOMC. You know, this press conference really didn't happen. I feel like it only started happening in 2020, and I think the reason why is because they wanted to allow an extra 30 minutes for people to get their trades on, the big guys, to make the money off of it. So I feel like that is, oh, there we go. Now, that took a while for that little bot to join the chat over there. All right, so we've got NEO as well moving to the upside. What the heck is SQFT? Square footage. Property trust. Whoo-wee. Yeah, I'm not going to trade that, but look at that crazy run. Oh, look, they did it before. 14th of July, and then 18th of September. Every 2 months? No, not every 2 months. Just for some reason we had a short squeeze on it. Okay. NEO, electricity, car makers. NEO Gap could have a nice little short squeeze there today. We'll check it out. 1.94 billion. Earnings volume 569. BIDU Baba. JD as well, probably FXI as well, KWeb, all of these. Look at that gap for the day, 9 points. Of course, this is traded on a foreign market, so you typically will see very big gappy moves to BIDU Baba, JD, because they are traded on foreign markets, and then it's a gap overnight. If it was gapping in the right direction, great way to market off of premium for options. But if it's going against you, not the best, right? 92.73. Great day, Willie. I guess I'm going to, we'll look at Baba. 2.24 billion. Our earnings. We don't have one for this quarter, huh? Oh, it's right there. 135.25. So let's check open, because I know you've been in open. It's pulling back. We'll put it down here. A lot of people are in open. 635 million. Point of control is still at 445. All right. I also want to look at Coinbase and MSTR. Coinbase pulling back. How about SMCI as well. SMCI might be doing better because NVIDIA is not doing so well. All right. You're up 133 shares of open and have 12 leap for January. $12 leap, got it. 303.71 here for coin. And let's check out MSTR. This is pulling back. Sometimes they trade the same, sometimes they don't. MSTR, let's check out SMCI. It's pulling back as well. Yeah, SMCI I feel is going to have a bigger move. Open RN. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. SMCI. Let's see. MicroStrategy. This has a bigger potential. I'm going to put MSTR here. 263. Now remember, everything, it could be a super crazy boring move until about 2 o'clock today with FOMC, with rates. So just be aware of that. It could be wild and crazy on the flip side. So just be ready for whatever comes. Have your trades set up either direction. All right, because either direction, you know something's going to happen. It's not going to be a standstill sort of day. Usually FOMC days are not standstill days. So it will likely be wild and crazy at 2 o'clock, but it might be wild and crazy before then too. All right, let's look at HIND. Yeah, I think, well, when you start to see that the largest trading stock, let's go and we will check out, oops, we will check out as well what's going on Moby. IonQ, 39%. Neo, 28%. BIDU, 54%. And Baba. 65% on Baba. Ooh, that might be the rock star of the day. I was going to look at something and then it slipped in my mind. What was, oh yes, over here, Moby. Let's go over here. I'll just take it down for a second, log in. I was checking out the AI ETFs right here. AI ETFs to buy and hold. I was checking those out. Let's pop this back up here. All right, so let's go to the dashboard. And let's see our biggest trades for yesterday. EFG. EFG is growth. Let's come on over here. Let's see what's in EFG. I love that you can see it pretty quickly. Chinese stocks. These are all Chinese or, you know, Hong Kong. These are foreign stocks that are in here. They're not American. Yeah, looks like the foreign market is manipulating the U.S. market. All right, 2.4 billion OEF. What the heck is this? S&P 100. Haven't really heard of that. Starting to see some odd ones that aren't getting, so if we go back, let's see, are they going to capitalize off of these over IWD, Russell 1000, IWF, okay, 1000 growth. So we're starting to see some odd prints, like they're getting ready to buy across the board or sell across the board, right? We're seeing, look at this, Microsoft. All right, so let's go to SPY quick. Awesome, thanks so much. Let's check out the 5 million and above shares. Hold on. I'm gonna do this quick all the way across. That's not what I wanted. Let's do over here 100,000. And then this is total number of shares and how many trades. So let's do 5 million and above. All right. So we can see that the really big ones are above, they're in bold right here, right? So we see that they've been, let's do it by date. There we go. Okay, 10 million sold. Oh, I got confused there for a second. I was like, how do we have sales date? But that's interesting. At the same time, it's 1 year, and we look at it, look at they sold 9/19. What is Friday? They had a big sales date on Friday. 61 trades. Is it quad witching on 9/19? That's the monthly. Let's see. Quad witching days for 2025. That means 4 different types of, yeah. So we have quad witching on September 19th. There you go. Quad witching, triple witching, there you go. So that's going to be this Friday. It's going to be a large number of volume, but not necessarily the, you know, the bigger, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Okay, let's go back this way. So let's go to most recent. Oh, there we go. Most recent, we are starting to see that we have some bigger prints. It's over 5 million. Let's check out the Qs here. All right, 519, nothing super big on the Qs since May. IWM. 9/16/25, Tuesday, 5 million shares. Let's look at the Dow. Usually when you start to see stuff on the Dow, they're not usually that big, but you start to see, when you start to get prints on the Dow, that's when we start to say, hey, stuff is happening. 620, 422. Okay. 250. It's interesting. Look at that. All 8s. 3 and then 888. 6 trades. 456. Okay. All right, let's bring it back. Great day. Been missing you, Fish and Deer. How are you? All right. The shovel wants to check out grab as well. We're going to put that over here on the side, and we will check that out as well. Sorry, I was just checking the broader market stuff. Let me go here, delete these. I will put grab over here. I also want to look at, okay, let's bring this back over. We'll look at UVXY. Any change yet? UVXY. Did they pull it down? No. 1363. Today we are at 1107. Busy with your construction business last few days. Very nice. Where are you located, Fish and Deer? I forget. Might be looking to work with a builder. Considering options of what we're going to do, all that good stuff, where we're going to live, all that good stuff. All right, 34, 33, Dallas market. Got it. I've got a good friend there. Actually, they are going to demolish and rebuild. 1183 and 1080. Because they have mold, and my friend is highly allergic. She's highly allergic to the mold, you know, all those stories. Have you seen too that the routers, the Wi-Fi routers, cause mold spores to multiply at a pretty fast rate? SQQQ, nothing as of yet. 1623. Highland Park. I want to say she's in Highland Park. I'll have to ask her. It's been years now since I have been to her place. All right, 12, 16. All right, just check the inverse stuff. All right, let me tweet out what we are covering. So if you are new to the live stream, welcome. I have been in the stock market for 25 years and I am here sharing my opinion. I started off as a swing trader with my Series 7 25 years ago. And then I was too young in my career, so I didn't stay. The dot-com bubble imploded, and I wanted to follow a passion of culinary school. So I went to Europe. I lived there for a year, and then I came back and found myself pregnant and laid off from a job. And my husband said, "Hey, why don't you come back to, trading?" I thought, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's check it out. And then I became a day trader at that point in time. So I've got some experience. I see the manipulation in the market, much like Roaring Kitty. If you don't see the manipulation, you are at a deficit when trading. If you can figure out where those big guys are located, you're going to profit with them. Just like swinging NVIDIA to the downside last night. Why? Well, you know what? Because I saw them sell. And I was joking that that China wouldn't buy the chips. And then what came out in the news? China didn't buy the chips. I'm not psychic. I just saw it in the trades, right? 25 years trading stocks, 40 plus in bullion and coin investing. Awesome, Willie. Willie, where are you located? I might have asked you before, but sometimes the coffee has not always kicked in. And that's okay. All right, let's get into crypto. So what do I look at? I look at the big money in the market. I look at to see where the biggest wallet is located. Where that biggest wallet is located is where the biggest position is, whether it's buying or selling. Right now for Bitcoin, the biggest wallet for most recently is 117,983.90. And for intraday, day trading, that's right, Oklahoma. I forgot. All right. So, and you're there taking care of your parents, right? I think. So for day trading, I do look at what's happening on the daily for the biggest position on the daily chart. Whether they're buying or selling, you can see the yellow line does move. It does move throughout the day. So these intraday prices will change. The daily will only change when they are changing their major position. Ethereum, we are above it at this time. It looks like maybe a head and shoulders setup coming. And right now, this could fall back down to 37.52 if they sell and they go below 42.98. So 42.9808 has not changed. The intraday for today for day trading right here, the red and yellow, 45.11 and 24 cents. All right, I've done too slowly. Let's get into it. Let's rock this. Let's continue. All right, XRP 301.02. That is the same. The intraday 301.66. All right, let's go to XLM. Moving back to Colorado next year after your father finishes chemo and closes his fence company. All right. Is he going to move with you? All right. XLM 46. That has not changed. The intraday is 0.38 4038. There you go. All right. Doge, we are well above. Have the Doge ETF coming out. There was some buying into it. All right. 0.26882. And Solana. All right, Solana over here. 234.13. All right, that's what I had to go. All right, I was wondering why I wasn't comfortable. My foot pad to stand on was out of place. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's create some day trade setups now. I want to be roughly outside the 70%, but maybe if there's a great trade in the middle, sometimes I'll be a bit more aggressive. Let's put it 117 and 200 for a potential long trade there. Give you almost 200 points. Let's slide this on up here. And they seem to be bringing it to the downside. Looks like a nice little short trade there. But I would go below 116.50. All right, so potential short below 116.50 and 117.200. Ah, that makes sense. Is there a lower elevation city nearby, like, I don't know, Silverton or something? I have no idea if all of the state is super elevated. I'm not a topography expert. All right, let's go over here. 32, 45, 33. What did I just do? There we go. Aha. $45, 33, or below 44.80. You must like the natural high. Sorry. Bad joke. Bad joke. Bad joke. You must have great views from up there. Irene. Yeah, I'll put Irene on over here too. There's always some great trades, right? You just got to find the alpha stock among the rough. 3.03 for a potential long trade. And where's my red line? Here it is. Ha 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 ha. I hear ya. Member of the 420 Club, are you? All right. $3 and 3.03. XLM. .3875. Whew. 0.3875. I always forget that zero there. You wrote the book? What, highest town in America? Oh, haha, got it, I got it. I'm telling you, sometimes 0.38252 and 0.3875. Have you guys had weird nights recently? I've had some weird dreams and weird nights. Just wondering if it's me. 0.27150 up there. Yeah. Or below 0.265. 0.265. 0.27150. It's sort of like the reality, the energy feels different, right? It's like, have you had any things go missing? Things change color? My daughters were like, I swear that was blue. Like, or I swear that was yellow. It's blue, yeah. But not bad dreams, just very realistic. Yeah. You're in a fed up situation. Were you dreaming about the Fed? 233.80 and 236.50. All right, there we go. There's our crypto for today. Boom. All right. Let's go back and check out some stocks. I've got Irene on the list. We've got Grab on there as well. Are there any others that you all would like to check out. I'm going to put this on a 45-minute chart over here so we can see what's going on. 45-minute chart, that big money is at 980. Joby Fish and Deer, okay, yeah, we'll check it out. Joby Aviation that got the government contract. All right, so we can see here, oh, they moved it, 980. All right, so HIND, that big money level, has dropped. So you can see that the big money level will and can drop. Interesting. You have any beef with your cousin? What kind of car was it? What color was it? All right, so over here on HIND, you're moving forward, but you can't really breathe. You're in motion. And yet you feel stuck, right? All right, 1150. $11.50 and $8.88 for HIND. Multiple 8s today. $8.88 and $11.50. All right, this had 53% short volume overnight, but there wasn't that much volume yesterday, right? Today we have bigger volume. So I would pretty much ignore the short volume because at this point they hopefully have covered and they're not massively hurt. Let's check out IonQ. Black and red, eh? IonQ broke out of that downward trend. Breakout to the upside. Much like Tesla, right? The downward trend breakouts tend to really be amazing. All right, 64.50 to the upside today for IonQ. Oh, let's put it back on a 5-minute. Let's do 63.20. $64.50. Yes. I saw 333 this morning on my car. 4 3s. All right. NEO today, a gap up 18 cents. We can see 70% of the volume is 7.21. Let's put it 7.19 or 7.3 right there. Smaller potential before you hit the Camarillas and pivots, but you can still trade it for potential gains there. Hello, Illusionary Moon. Great day, great day. All right, BIDU, bigger move today. They have bulk of the volume between 133 and 134. So we can pull this upper bound. I'd bring it back down to 134.80 right here. We can do 134.50. $134.50 and 133 for BIDU. And let's go to Baba. All right. Awesome, Randy. Way to go. Randy is up 287% for the month. Love it, Randy. Very nice job. I assume you're live as well, Randy. All right, let's block this guy. Also, a reminder, if you guys like the live stream, please like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and share it out. Let's help other people. The best thing possible is we all profit together. All right, 165.88 here and 166.50. Listen, I can tell you, you don't have to like my charts, but these levels are going to work well for you. Some people are like, how do you see anything on it? Well, because I've trained my eyes to look at certain things and factor in certain things, like where's the big money? Why are the moving averages there? Well, those are potential targets. Okay, great. And how about those camarillas and pivots? Them too. Okay, 416 down here. If we go below 416, potential short trade and potential long trade. If we go above 419 here. Right now it's in the bearish motion, but we do have big money below us. I don't remember what there's that 333 again, right? I keep seeing quad or triple threes. All right, NVIDIA. Nice little entry there, eh? That green line. I'm happy to see this drop today, drop below. I also like to look at it on different time frames. The 3, how far down? Maybe 167 here. The 6 hour, okay, maybe 169. That was also a former point of control. So maybe we're gonna bring it all the way down to 169 before they buy again, because they seem to like buying on that 161 on the 6 hour. It's the patience trade, right? For now, big money on the intraday is down at 173.10. Let's put above 173.50 or below 172.50. Thinking about the gym. I signed myself up for this. Awesome. Signed myself up for this weight training class. It's gonna beat me up. Trying to build back a bunch of muscle. I'm actually on creatine to build up my muscle mass again, to help me burn fat. And I feel a difference. I feel like I'm getting bulky though. I gotta do some more yoga, lean out with yoga. All right, 860 for open and 920 here. Let's go to Coinbase. Coinbase, look at the toppiness, right? Volume is dropping as the price action is going up. Divergence, likely if it goes below 320, you can see we had 4 more points of control. They brought it up. The next stop would really be up here, 356, if it continues to the upside. Otherwise, maybe that's going to pull back down. So I'm in talks to work potentially on Stock Traders Network, setting up swing trades in the afternoons. So I don't know if you all have any interest in checking all that out, but I'm looking to add that to my repertoire. Yeah, I do running as well and dance classes. Oh my gosh, this Zumba class that I do, it is insane. 500 calories in an hour from dancing. It's awesome. I love dancing. Love music. You don't even really feel like you're working out, but man, this teacher, whew, she kicks my butt, literally. All right, MicroStrategy. I do cardio, I do weights, I do stretching, and sleep. Sleep is a huge factor in losing weight, and hydration and nutrition. I've added way more protein, which helps, and creatine, which helps as well. 334 and 338 for MicroStrategy here. All right, let's go to Grab. If you have any other stock, if I miss it, please scream it out to me. I've got Grab, Irene, and Joby on the list for what we're going to be checking out. I feel like I have some lines on here. No, I don't. All right, let's do a grab bag over here. Grab, like everything in the market, has been really moving up. 498 is the big money point of control there. It looks like this might be topping out. Maybe. It's definitely in a consolidation zone. Microsoft, you got it. Definitely in a consolidation zone over here. All right, you can see 3 days, really 3 days within this candle range. Right, 612 to, I'd say, about 640. So what are we looking at for today? Well, for today, we've got you could do 627 up or below 612. Yeah, 612 and 627 for grab. Let's go to Irene. Irene, you can see the stair step up. Is this, do we have, where's our biggest volume, right? Volume's dropping, big volume on this candle right here. If we go below this candle, think about all that volume. Those people might be wanting to get out. So that could start to drive it to the downside. We are inside candle, second inside. We have dark cloud cover and then inside candle day. Over here. 27, let's do 36.40. I'd like 35.80, but we're already there, so 35.60. 35.40. Let's go 35.40 right there. All right, let's go to Joby. Joby Aviation, it was rocking. Nice breakout right there. Let's move this up here. Looks like this is setting up for another potential breakout zone if we can get there. Let's see here. There. All right, there. So it looks like we tested, it's breaking out. We've got this 33X, this sort of trend here. So I see that, hey, we broke above it, pulled back. And I would say, in my opinion, above 1550, we're going to have a bigger move on it. Right now, sideways, funky, potential inverted head and shoulders, but the shoulder is lower, so it's not really strong to the upside to me until we have a bigger push up above 1550. My airplay is Flicks. Huge upside potential. All right. That's from Willie. All right, 1412. I'm going to put all the way up above 1460 up here. Huh. Very weird. It says that it's not working very well. Okay, let's go to Microsoft. All right, Microsoft over here. We are above the big money level. They've dropped it down. It's starting to look like a TTM squeeze to the upside. My pleasure, Fish and Deer. My pleasure. All right, that's why I'm here, helping others. Boom. Let's pull that down so we have the clock. Let's go 511.62 for Microsoft. 62. Why? Because there's a Camarilla right there. Camarilla, how you doing? 509.80 right here. We do 510.50 actually. Let's put down that 510.50. All right, and FLYX. FLYX, what is our float? 512 million. Average volume is 48,000. It's just hit the $5 mark. This could go into 501Ks, 401Ks, or 529 plans. Let's let's do on a weekly. I see a, do you guys see this like me? Does your eye read this? Long time consolidation. Ah! All right, weekly chart. We've got a long time consolidation. How long is this? April of 2024. We are just topping out right there. So 216 to 489. Yeah, 216 plus, let's see, 489 minus 216 plus 489. Target is 978. That is my target on it. Long-term target there. It took a long time for this to happen. However, it is 5 million. So yeah, this could, let's also go over here. %, short volume. They had a large volume short percentage, but again, you'll buy any pillback? Very, very illiquid. That is the one thing, that the liquidity is super, super low. So not a very, if you're putting in money, be prepared to potentially lose all of it in that one, because this could really just, you know, could go sideways, could go to zero. With such low float, it could drop, and it could drop quickly. So just cautionary, it is all red on the earnings for the past 4 years. It's a groth play. Making me laugh. All right, let's go to the indexes. Let's check out the Dow. Ooh, NVIDIA is dropping to lows almost of the day. 172.60 at the moment. I'm watching it on the other, on my other screen with my swing play for the day. All right. So let's put this below 458.50 or above 459.61. Got it. 458.50, 459.61. All right, let's go to the Russell. Do the Russell. Do, 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 do. So we haven't seen the big money moves as of yet. Again, let's see what our volume is doing here. The irony was your mother was a typing teacher. We had the dividend on the 16th for the Russell. I remember typewriters. I used to love typing on typewriters. See how fast I could go. I remember Word typing tests and all that sort of stuff. 239.20. Yeah, it's like rotary phones. Now kids see a phone on a wall. What's that? That's a telephone? You mean you don't know what a telephone is? All right. 238.48. Record players. My first piece of music was a 45. Madonna, Like a Virgin, and Material Girl, and I spilled glue on one side. I was so pissed. So pissed. 590.50 or above 592. Let's go to the SPY. Look at this parabolic move. Woo! That sort of move is not normal. Not normal at all. That rate of climb. Now what happens if they say, oh yeah, we're not cutting interest rates? Well, we've seen that the market is doing better than expected, so I'm not going to cut interest rates. Boom, it drops hard and maybe comes back down to 645 here. 660. We've got FOMC today. Let's put it all the way up above 660.80. and 659.20. All right, that is going to be it for today. I hope you all have an amazing trading day. Carpe Profit sees those profits one trade at a time. If you'd like to learn more about having me as a trading coach, go to carpeprofit.com, check it out, and I will see you all tomorrow, 8:15.